Hello everybody, good morning. Day 11 on the trail. We're about a mile in to day 11. Just going to do the nice easy 10 mile today. We had a brilliant night last night in Ranchita Bottega. The beer was flowing like a river, so we all had a bit of a lie in this morning. But we've woken up to the news that a lot of hikers are sort of stuck a few days in front of us because of the snow, so they're struggling to get out a bit. So actually we're taking our foot off any sort of gas we were going to do anyway and just slowing down the pace. We've got 50 mile to Idlewild. We were going to try and do it in 4 days. We're now saying we're going to do it in a later sort of 4 days to 5 days probably. Just take our time, 10 to 12 miles a day, but just enjoy being out again. We felt like we were falling a little bit behind recently, so we tried to push ourselves a bit more, but now there's a bit of a blockage ahead of us. There's a lot of hikers stuck in towns and accommodation's hard to get, so we decided, because we've got the advance warning, we're just going to live out on the trail and just have more breaks and have a couple of naps during the day, maybe in the sunshine, and just really enjoy being here again. So yeah, Ranchita Bodega was really fun last night. The lady who owns the store, Wonder Woman, sorry, was brilliant, and we had some time sat talking to a couple of the locals, and it was just a really fun night. Sat outside a shop really. We had a bit of a mess about with some more local snacks. First time I've actually videoed me trying some of the snacks, so I'll probably put that in this video today so you can have a bit of a laugh. Just bear in mind we are a few beers deep by that point, so it might be a bit more fun to watch. Welcome back everybody. We're about halfway through the day, about 4 miles out of 10 in. Just coming across, it's just a beautiful area really. There's trees and woodland, a little stream. Be a brilliant place to camp. This is a bit of woodland as well, so we're getting a bit of shade from the heat because it's red hot today. Really feeling the heat. I've started wearing my sun hoodie just to protect my neck, but I found that the sun on the hoodie is just creating like a greenhouse effect around my head, so I'm just pouring with sweat. So not quite sure how I'm going to continue with that, so we'll see. We'll play it by ear, but like I say, this is a lovely little stretch.
I did my best to notice when the call came down the line, up to the platform of surrender. I was broad, but I was kind. Sometimes I get nervous when I see an open
What a
door.
lovely campsite.
Close your eyes, clear your heart. Cut the cord. Are we human? Or are we dancer? My sign is vital. My hands are cold, and I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human, or are we dancer? Pay my respects to grace and virtue. Send my condolences.
We are approaching one of the first sort of quite famous landmarks along the PCT really. It's a rock formation known as Eagle Rock. Looks like we're probably not going to be alone up here. There's like some day hikers out as well. So we're going to try and have a good hour rest here anyway. Well, I'll show you Eagle Rock now on the video, and then I'll do another recording once the day hikers have left. But you can see the shape starting to come out now. It's absolutely incredible how much it looks like an eagle. You can totally see why it's called that. It's absolutely incredible. And while we're stopped, I'm going to surprise one call Nika and Joe fairly to launch with a bit of video time. So this is what happens when we're not hiking. We just dump everything off as quick as we can. So there's my trainers, and I'm currently in my Crocs, which have just become the comfiest thing ever. And there's Joe, aka Fairly to Launch, and Nika, aka One Call. Stroke itinerary, because she just keeps planning everything for us and making our life really easy. But this just gives you an idea. Poor One Call's feet are all banged up, so she's trying to let them rest. As you can see, she's got, if you don't mind, she's got more tape than skin at the moment. So she's thrilled about me showing that video. But yeah, and me and One Call have also discovered the best crisps chips on the market.
So good.
These are amazing. Like, I wanted to pack some out today for at breakfast time, and because they didn't fit my bag, I just ate them, like all down the hatch in one go. Hello everybody, welcome back. Just had a really long rest at Eagle Rock. We were only planning on staying for 45 minutes to an hour. We ended up sat there for 2 hours, just really enjoying sitting in the shade, just looking out and watching the world really. Since then we've probably done about a mile past Eagle Rock. It's been really nice and flat, nice to walk on underfoot, really good surface. So yeah, we're just trudging on to camp now. Going to get in a bit later than we originally thought. I think we've got about 2 hours to camp, so we'll probably get in about 5 o'clock. Sorry, I hope you can hear me. I've come into a bit of a breeze all of a sudden. So yeah, it's been a really nice day today. Really relaxing. Anybody coming in behind us, I think after Eagle Rock, I think it's pretty flat and smooth for the rest of the day. So should be a day for you to get some good miles in. Minimum.
Cut the cord. Are we human? Or are we dancer? My sign is vital. My hands are cold, and I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human, or are we dancers? Pay my respects to grace and virtue. Send my condolences to good. Give my regards to soul and romance. They always did the best they could. And so long to devotion.
Oh, hello everybody. That's it for the day. Just walking into the Warner Springs Resource Centre now, where we can camp for the night. It's 10 miles done. What a lovely day. Been one of my favourite days on the trail list so far. Nice flat, easy mileage. Had a lovely rest at Eagle Rock for 2 hours. Pretty much just Loved it. Just a really, really easy day. Lovely scenery. In and out of woodlands and walking by a creek. It's just been a brilliant day. I'm really, really happy with it. So that's it. Day 11 complete. We're slowly getting there. Only about another 300 to go or something. Love it. See you, bye. Hello everybody. So it's still day 11. I did say on the last video that was going to be my last video for the day, but actually we got to Warner Springs and we met a bit of a famous trail angel by the name of Legend. He was cooking up some spaghetti and meatballs, bolognese. It was absolutely beautiful. So we had that with them, and then he told us about a beautiful place to camp just 2 miles further down the road. He recommends we stay out rather than here because it's much nicer and it's got a lot more of picnic benches and things around there. So we decided, since it's such a lovely evening, that we'd just jump back on the trail really and do a bit longer. So we're going to do the extra 2 miles now, get to camp, set up, but we're probably going to get there in the dark. But it just means, because we've got from the start of this morning about 50 miles to get to Idlewild, doing an extra 2 miles today just means 2 miles less to do another day. The weather's supposed to be beautiful again tomorrow, but then I think rain's forecast on Saturday. So the plan might be to get a few extra miles, these 2 extra miles in today, maybe try and get an extra 3 or 4 miles in extra tomorrow, and then on Saturday, if the weather's bad, we might just pack up tent and call it a night. So we'll just play it by ear and see where we're at. But this is so beautiful already. It's really flat. Looks like something out of Hobbit. So yeah, so this is probably the last video for the day. I know a lot of people have been asking us about doing some videos when we're in camp on a night and showing what camp life's like. We will be doing that, but at the moment we're just still trying to get our trail legs a little bit. So by the time we get to camp on a night and got the tent up, we're just shattered, ready for some food and bed. And also, if it's already dark when we get there, it's not really that appealing for anyone. So we will certainly make sure we do a video soon enough for you and show you what food we eat and how we relax on a night. But you just have to bear with us, and obviously if you keep watching you'll see it. But again, like we've said a few times, we're really, really grateful for all the positive comments we get. We read them all. We know we don't reply to them all as fast as we could. Internet's a bit of a problem, and obviously our phone batteries are also quite precious really. So we do try and reply as quick as we can. But we are really, really, really grateful for everyone who's following us and the messages of support and everything you do. It's brilliant. So thanks again. And on that note, day 11 should be about finished soon. Good night everyone. Good evening everybody. So this is our campsite for the night. First of all, lovely, and we've got a picnic bench. But the big question we've all got in our mind is, the people before us clearly had a fire, but what were they eating? Look at the size of that bone. I've got a photo that I'll add into this with it next to Joe's head. That's a dinosaur bone, if I've ever seen one. But yeah, so this is our campsite. I just thought I'd show you my bone. Too soon? So yeah, good night everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 12. Good morning everybody. Day 12. We're about 3 or 4 miles in. Beautiful day. Trying for 14 miles today to the next water source. I think it's called Rick's campsite. walking along the stream, so we've just filled up with water. It's the last chance for today, so it's quite a long water carry, so I've got like 4 litres of water today, so my bag is so heavy. Just had a bit of a lay in the river as well, just to cool down and get a wash. So yeah, day 12 underway on our way to Idlewild. So it's a bit of a strange path this one today. It's a bit in and out, very rocky, millions of mosquitoes, great times ahead. Got a 4,000 feet climb, so that'll be fun. So I'll probably give you another video when I get to the top, unless you want to see me puffing and panting, which nobody does. Speak to you soon. Day 12 on the Big Brother Trail. So this has been a tough day. I'm going to probably put a picture in at this point, just showing you the elevation for today, because it's been brutal. I think it's 4,000 feet uphill. It's a killer, but we knew what we were signing up for. But on the other side, we're back up high again now, and just the views are spectacular. And if we don't see a rattlesnake up here today, I'll be absolutely amazed. So this is the view. I think we're kind of heading off over to that sort of third little mountain peak thing that you can see in the distance, for a lunch break, and then we're going to try and smash out probably another 4 or 5 miles for the day. I think, if it's right, could be about 15-16 miles for the day uphill, which is pretty good going really. But also we're all knackered, our feet are killing us, so we're thinking about maybe not. We'll just see how we get on. But look at the view.
Misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep on waiting on the world to change.
Hello everybody. Currently about 4 PM, day 12, about 118 mile on the PCT. Hoping to make it another possibly 6 mile today. 6 mile minimum, but we're hoping to push on to 8 to a place called Mike's Place. It's quite a popular stopping point for people. It's a very, very kind gentleman. Sorry, I'm just out of breath. Kind gentleman who has a farm that allows PCTers and hikers to sort of stay there, and he gives them lots of water, and every so often he has cold sodas and things there as well if he's at home. So be really welcome today of all days. It's been the hottest day, probably one of the toughest days we've had. 4,000 feet elevation from where we started to where we're going to finish, which is just a little bit short of like Ben Nevis in the UK, but it's just so hot. I think it's kind of that height, it's kind of where we're going to be aiming for to be up tonight. So fun and games ahead. We had a bit of a tactical 2-hour siesta this afternoon. What we decided to do was set off a bit earlier, get a good mileage under our belt. We looked at the heat temperatures and the weather for today and just sort of picked out the 2 hottest hours and just stopped hiking, hid under a bush. I think we all had a bit of a nap as well, to be honest. So that was a good tactic. It just means we're a little bit behind where we'd normally be. So yeah, day 12 coming to an end. I'm sure I'll do one more quick snippet of a video before we call it for the night. But as always, thanks for everyone watching and tuning in.
This is steeper than that. Like that was a lot of ridge walking, where this is a lot of like up.
Hello everybody, just me again. So we're about 12 mile in to what has to be the toughest hiking day I've ever done in my life. It's absolutely stunning. To be fair, it's lovely to walk on. I'm gonna edit this video before I upload it just to put on the exact mileage, but anybody coming behind us, I'm going to put the mileage gap on for you. I think off the top of my head it's about 112 mile to 125 maybe. Well, like I say, I'll put that on exact for you. Try and split this day. If it's a hot day, which you're probably going to be because it's Californian desert, try your best to either split this day or don't stop at a campsite previous or afterwards and try and just take your time on it. If you're anything like us, you're going to be between the 10 and 14 day mark to this point. You won't have your hiker legs yet. It's all in the sunshine all day. It's a really tough day. One of the guys walking with us, Impulse, he's from Texas, so he's used to really hot days, but he even made the comment of it's an easy to walk in this temperature, but if you've got a 40 kilogram bag on your back, a 40 pound bag on your back, it changes everything. The biggest thing to remember is there is literally no water stops, so just before you start the climb up you have a stream there. We've all carried 4 litres of water today and we've nearly drank a lot. That's very heavy on your bag and on your back. Take lots of breaks, take it sensible. It's too early in the hike for trying to win medals. Be sensible, walk with your head, not your heart. It's the best advice I can give anybody coming in behind us. We've overdone it today. We're lucky that we've, as a group, had plenty of stops and plenty of rests and had a big 2-hour siesta in the heat of the sun. Just be careful. We've learnt a few times, every morning before you set off when you're having your coffee or your breakfast, just look at the day, get far out uploaded up, look at your elevation, cross-reference that with the temperatures of the day, so to make sure you're going to hit the right elevations at the right time. But just plan. It's the best advice I can give you. But on the other side, the stunning views are still there. If you ever needed motivation, they're absolutely there for you. But yeah, take it slow and steady on this little section. I can see why a lot of people would burn out today. Be smart. One guy once told me, work smart, not hard. And I'm going to say walk smart, not hard. Good morning everybody. Day 13, unlucky for some, hopefully not as unlucky as yesterday. No, in all honesty, yesterday was really tough, really tough, but I really enjoyed it. It's strange mentality start developing out here. Yeah, like I said yesterday on that last video, just be really careful if you're coming out behind us planning it. Today we're about 3 miles from Mike's place where we hoped to stop last night. We just didn't make it, we were just exhausted, and there's that thing, like I said, just sometimes you've got to make a smart decision. So we stopped a bit earlier. We've set off a lot earlier than we normally do this morning so we can catch up the miles. But what it does mean is today is going to be our attempt at our record mileage really. We're aiming for about an 18-mile day. We have to do at least 15, so just to get caught up from yesterday, that'll leave us about 8 or 9 mile tomorrow to get to Paradise Valley Cafe. From there we've arranged someone to pick us up and they're going to take us into Idlewild. I think I mentioned on a previous video, there's a lot of snow in the San Jacinto Mountains at the moment, so a lot of hikers are stuck in Idlewild. Not sure if that's added to it, but the price of the hotels have gone a lot more expensive than we thought, so we've had to be a bit more careful and shrewd. Luckily we've got someone we know who wants to stay anonymous, has chipped in some money, has offered us a donation to improve the next stay we have, which is amazing. It's very expensive when you're out here. We budgeted for the PCT, but I think we've been caught a little bit off guard at just how expensive accommodation is more than anything. It's approximately, we're quite fortunate that we're a couple, but it's approximately $150 a room. What we have tried to do where possible is with our group, if there's 3 of us, we've tried to get a slightly bigger room, so it's like an extra, say, $50, and then sneak the 3rd person in. But I've found a lot of the reception people are quite okay with that. They don't supply with any extra bedding. You can ask for an extra towel, which is they normally give you anyway. It just means someone sleeps on the floor. But if you sort of share that cost in a fair way, so the person on the floor pays a lot less, you can save money between you, and it sort of spins in roundabouts in a sense that you can claw back some money. But just be aware when you're coming out here, it is quite expensive. I'm not sure if that's the normal US prices or if it's just us coming from the UK where accommodation tends to be a bit cheaper, probably. I'm not sure. But yeah, just be mindful of that. We have booked somewhere in Idlewild for 2 nights because of, like I say, the bad snow in the San Jacinto Mountains. We've booked 2 nights. It's been advised that they're not really recommending people who aren't high levelly experienced to go into the mountains until about Tuesday or Wednesday. So we've took that on board. The 4 of us who are sort of walking together now more so. Matt's impulse is from Texas, so the other day when we were on Mount Laguna was the most snow he's ever seen, so he's certainly not experienced. One call has got a bit of experience but not at that sort of level. Joe's done a lot of ice climbing and sort of hiking in winter conditions and skiing and things, so she's our most experienced, but it's a lot to put on one person if they're not 100%. So again, just to repeat myself, if you're not 100% on something, just don't do it. Use your brain, just don't risk things. There's too many people get injured, hurt, come off trail, and obviously worse than that, sacrifice their life trying to save a day when you just claw it back further down the line. There's loads of times where you're going to get a lot of flat and a lot of better conditions to catch up the miles if you need to. We're quite at peace with taking our time and being smart a bit. So yeah, we've got the cabin. It's got washing facilities, laundry, so we can do some proper washing. It's got a little kitchen, and the best of all, it's got a hot tub. We're all excited for that. We'll have to have a really good scrub and clean before we get in it. or it'll look like some sort of vegetable soup. But yeah, something to look forward to. Hello everybody. So sometimes the trail likes to test you. So as you can see, you have to be very small, very nimble to get through there, or you just do what I did and just crawl on your hands and knees. So mile 129, you've got a lovely tree going right the way across, so just be prepared for that. But yeah, going well. My legs are okay today, thankfully. I thought they might be a bit more tired. Last few mornings I woke up with a bit of an achy knee. I think it's probably from going up all the elevations. But yeah, going well so far. Only a mile or two to Mike's place, and then we can have a little bit of a sit down and a rest. And then got a big 13 mile or so push from there to get the day done. Might be a bit of walking in the dark tonight, so that might be quite a new sense for us. Head torches on, but when you see all these trees across the track, there's another one here, just makes you think, do I really want to do this in the dark? So yeah, just take it steady. See you soon. Hello everybody. Mile 129 and the rain is back. I had heavy wind this morning and now rain. You just don't know what you're going to get from 1 mile to the next. So be prepared and carry everything you need for all weather types. It's not a great view day. Not a great view day at all. But can't win them all. It's really good. Got a chance to fill up with some water, got a little toilet break, something to eat, shelter from the wind. And now we're back up about under 1,000 feet since then. Not a bad little walk, to be fair, to get to this point, but now obviously the rain's come in, so put my camera away before it gets damaged. But yeah, another 2 mile to stop, and then 5 miles from there, and that's us for the day. That'll be a good mileage day, so speak to you shortly. Welcome back everybody. So we are currently at about mile 132 maybe. Tough walk there, got very wet, windy, so that's kind of where we walked along. You can see just up on the tops in the thick cloud and rain, come back down that slope there and back over to where we are now on the opposite side. So we're getting some blue sky now, which is amazing, but it's just been brutal. It's been like being back in the UK. Another top tip for anyone coming behind us: when you leave Mike's place, fill up with water, or if you're staying there overnight, which a lot of people do, I strongly advise you wear some trousers. There's a lot of blown down trees, branches hanging into the walkway, and there's sort of a lot of this sort of plant, which is like really brushy and sharp, spiky, evil monster that it is. I had shorts on for the first 5 mile and it was just agony, and I just kept thinking, because it was raining, I just kept thinking, I'm going to get to my next stop and I can get changed and get my trousers on. And I pushed through the last 2 mile, but yeah, just save yourself that torture and put some pants on, so you should protect your legs a bit more. But positive thing is, we've got 5 miles to go now. I think we've done about 11 mile, 12 mile today. Still on course to do our biggest mileage day, even though the weather's been terrible. Still a lot of elevation up and down throughout the day, but nothing as bad as yesterday, so hopefully that's a bit of a bonus. But the sun's coming out now and you can just start to see we're getting the beautiful views back. No more fog, mist. It's just good for morale to be able to see what you can see rather than being stuck in darkness, really. So yeah, I'm gonna get cracking walking again, get some miles in now. I'm going downhill a little bit. Time is good, get some in. Tomorrow, if we get to where we're going tonight, hopefully tomorrow, it's about 10 miles to Paradise Valley Cafe. We've got a lift into Idlewild, and then we've got 2 nights of rest and recovery. All of our feet are battered and banged up. Unbelievably, I'm probably faring the best at the moment. I don't know how that's happened. I normally suffer with blisters really bad. I haven't got any blisters, soreness. Got a little bit of a rub on my back of my heel, which I'll look at. But yeah, I'm in tip-top condition, which for someone who's 19 stone doing this walk is pretty incredible in itself. So long may that continue. And on that note, I'm gonna leave you all to it. Hello everybody, welcome back. So just when you think things can't get any better in terms of the views, you go and get this lovely big rainbow. Just look at that, it's amazing. So bright. That's picked me up a little bit for today, in the rain and sleet and snow and sun and every other weather you can think of. Just thought I'd share that with you. Good morning everybody. Day 14, about 138 mile in. So we're at the 150 mark of the day. I know I stopped short of videos last night. That storm that came in last night was horrific. It was gale force winds and heavy rain. It just wasn't worth getting the camera out. It probably just blew it out my hand, to be fair. It was a tough night's sleep, getting the tent up. We managed to get about a 20-minute period where it didn't rain, so trying to get the tent up in the heavy winds. Poor little Joe, it was just like watching a little kite take off. I wish I'd have videoed it, to be fair. I think next time I'll try and figure out a way to video, because it was just hilarious for people to look back on. But we got through it. The wind seemed to be changing direction as well a lot, so a bit of a spiral, so it was really difficult to get your tent in the right position where the wind wouldn't come underneath the outside layer of your tent and into the main tent. So in the end we just had to accept what we had, wrap up in our sleeping bags, put our hoods over our heads or our jackets and just try and sleep. Fortunately we fell asleep, so I've had 5 or 6 hours sleep, which is good. Today's mission is Paradise Valley Cafe, or Cafe, depending on where you're from. About mile 151, and then into Idlewild for the night. Probably get there a bit later than we originally hoped, but the promise of a hot shower and somewhere warm to sleep where you don't have to fight with your tent sounds promising. The weather's picked up quite nicely today. We're expecting rain about 4 o'clock, so hopefully we can get somewhere close by then and miss that rain. But yeah, bit of a scare last night. There was 2 girls we bumped into a few times along the trail, backpacking on their own, and seemed to be a few miles ahead, so we passed them quite often when they're having a sit down rest and we're going past. But we seen one of them last night, and one of the girls hadn't shown up to the checkpoint. She was 3 hours late, so she was frantically looking for her. We exchanged details just in case we seen her, which I think is a smart thing to do, and obviously use your Garmin as well to exchange details with anybody in that position, just so you've got satellite coverage as well. And we were messaging her through the night, just making sure she was so she wasn't on her own really. She was too far away to come back to us to stay with us. I think in the end she ended up seeking the rangers' help because it got dark and obviously with the storm. Just shows how important your Garmin is out here. if you're coming out here, make sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube to watch, make sure you watch them. Make sure that everyone you're walking with or anybody you're seeing, it's worth just spending 2 minutes just saying hello and getting people's details and getting a contact list made up. Because if you know there's people that are always a couple of miles ahead of you and a couple of miles behind you, it gives you a safety net. Just if there's any emergencies, you can ask the people behind if they've seen, ask the people in front if they've seen. It just makes it a little bit less dangerous. And like I say, in a storm like last night, I can imagine it was terrifying for them both being separated. But positive news this morning, we found out that she's been found safe. The Rangers found the other girl, so they're both reunited and they'll be back on trail today. So really positive news at the end of it. But it's just one of those warnings you get sometimes that you just got to think to yourself, am I doing everything I can do to make sure that doesn't happen to me? So yeah, good day coming. The sun's out, my shorts are on the back of the bag drying. Hopefully get them dry later so I can take these waterproofs off because my legs are melting in them. But I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.
I'm definitely copying this house. Please.